Alright guys, Vinny Built Structures has just completed another build. The build we just completed is sand plumbing, so if you want to see what those buildings look like now, stay tuned to the video coming right up. This Vinny Vid production brought to you by Yankee Dabbler. For a 7% discount on your purchases, use code BNSF6951. And by Highways and Byways, awesome graphics for your streets and roads on your model layout. Check it out. Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Vid Productions video featuring Vinny Built Structures. Hi, my name is Vinny. I am your host, but I'm also known as BNSF6951. And then I'm also known as Cousin Vinny. The content you'll see here will be on scratch builds, kit builds, and some kit bashing on model railroad structures. So, if you guys are interested in watching some of these kind of videos, click down here on the icon and subscribe to my channel. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the bell right next to it. Make sure you do the one with the two little lines on the side so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. With all that being said, come on in, see what I'm doing. Bye for now. Alright guys, as we continue on with the sand plumbing structures, the next structure we're going to do is going to be the office. I have played around with the size of this office several different times. Like I always say, it's what your eyes sees and your brain computes to see if the proportions look correct. So, with that being said, I'm going to get you down to the work area and I'll show you what I came up with so far. So here we go. Alright, so what you see in front of you now is the final size of the office that I am going to be building for this plant. And it is... let's see, 50 feet long by 30 feet wide and 15 feet tall, and to the peak it is 17 feet tall. Alright, so now that we got the measurements down and I think that this looks good, we are going to install a door and a window. I'll put this up a little further so you guys can see that. Interesting. Just down a little bit. There you go. Now you got to remember guys, I'm using my other camera here and it still is not synced up. Get the picture. Boy, that moves quite a bit. There. I think it's a little better. Anyhow, these are the two windows, and I know I'm out of sync, so please bear with me on that. And what I'm going to be using for that is this pike stuff, and this one is number 8101, and it is door and windows. Okay, and then we're going to use 8103. Which is modern and door, double door. Alright, so this is not really a showroom type of office. This is just an office where the girls can do their paperwork and so on and so forth. So I elected not to use this door, but rather use this type of door. And I think that's going to be good. Of course, I'm a little biased, if you want to say something like that. But anyhow, we'll put him back in the package so he doesn't get lost. And I already cut out one window. It's going to get one door and one window. And that's going to be it for this. So, that being said, I'm going to take a break here and get this all ready to get cut out. And I am going to be using my knife, which I have a new blade in. I just put the new blade in. Let's see, here's the old blade right here, which is really not that old, but to cut these doors, the holes out of these doors has to be exact because these doors end windows will go in from behind the structure, like this, behind the structure like that. So the measurement has to be pretty much right on the money. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video right now, and we'll be back here shortly. All right, guys. I don't know how that happened, but I did have a little boo-boo. I made the hole for the window a little bit too big. You can see right there. So, how am I going to fix that? Well, this is how I'm going to fix that. I'm going to take this number 133, and I am going to put a frame around this window. And then all of that bad stuff that I did will go away. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll be back here shortly. Alright guys, in order for me to fix the messed up window hole, and I don't know how that happened, I always measure twice and cut once. What I did was, I took this number, 122, it is 20 thousandths by 40 thousandths, and what I did with it was, lined up on the inside of the hole, and then I can put my window in. And as you can see, there's no more gaps around there. What I'm also going to do is I'm also going to put trim around there, so it kind of cleans up the little mess that I made. But other than that, I think this is going to work out really well. Always a way to fix something, guys. You just got to think about it. That's why I tell you that it's not only your brain, but it's your eyes and all your senses that tell you if it's right or wrong. So with that being said, let me get back up here. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and finish trimming this guy out, and then we're going to put this building together and see how it looks. And then we have the roofs to do on all three buildings, so I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Also in this video, this is going to be only two parts to this video. I'm going to get them both completed and all that kind of stuff. So that being said, we'll see you here back in a little while. Alright guys, before we get on to the next part of this build, I'm going to show you how the window turned out. Remember, there's always a way to fix something. So, there you go. Pretty good in my books, I think. And I will put the same trim around the door when I put the door in. It looks like it's a little crooked. In this here, it looks like it's a little crooked now. But anyhow, in the meanwhile, what we're going to do is we're going to start putting this guy together. I have all my supports that I'm going to put on the bottom, and I am using the number. I'll have to show 175. There you go. For the supports, for all the supports in this, because this building is so small, I don't need such a big support. Anyhow, I'm just going to go ahead and start gluing this stuff in place. And I'll bring you back when that's done, and then we'll start assembling this building. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, we're going to get ready to start putting this building together. As you can see, I've got my supports on the bottom, and they are perfectly level at the bottom. Now, I tell you guys this all the time. You're putting a building together now. You got a sidewall here. Are you going to put the sidewall on the side of the front wall, or are you going to put it behind the front wall? Now, keep in mind that if you put it behind, it's going to make your building longer. Put it on the side, it's going to make you shorter. So in this particular case, we're going to put the side walls behind the front wall. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and set this up right here. I tell you, these magnets are pretty tough. Alright, so we're going to put that there. Just put him like that for now. All the way up against the edge. And then we're going to take this guy and we're going to put him along the side here. That will hold him firm against the edge right here. Alright, now we'll take our sidewall, and it doesn't matter which one because we could just turn the building around. And as you can see, it just went on the inside. Oh, hard to see because it's got half of this here. Anyhow, put him in there like that, and the corner feels really good. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. Is we're going to push this guy forward. Clamp him in place. Not too much. I want to distort it. Get in there. There you go. Now, I showed you this on the other buildings, but we're going to do pretty much the same exact thing. Get my deal here. Alright, so I already have my corner posts already cut out. They will be just short of the roof. And I'll put my little thing there. And we're just going to put glue on two sides of this and slip it into the corner. That's all we're going to do. So, let's see. Slip in the corner right there. Put them tied up in there. Make sure it was still good. Let me turn this around and look at it. Magnets are so strong. Alright, we're going to let that dry up, and I'll probably do the rest of it. And then we're going to move on to the foundation, and then the roofs of these, and paint, and all that kind of good stuff. And so with all that being said, we'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, as you can see now, we have a completed shell for a building. And so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the fake foundation along here. That'll just give it that a little bit more detail that I want to have on these buildings. And once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and spray all three buildings and see what they're all going to look like when they're painted up. And then we'll move on to the foundation and the roofs, and this build will probably be done in this video. So with all that being said, what I'm going to be using for the fake foundation is this number 116. It's 15 thousandths by 125 thousandths, and as you can see, I've got a strip out here already. And we'll start at the front, at the door. Third off of there. And we're just going to mark this bit. And then we'll just get a slicer. All it takes. And glue this one in place. So oh. Now I'm leaving just a little bit of room because I have not put the trim around the door yet, but I don't know if you guys are going to see that, but I leave just a little bit of room right there. So, right, and we'll just continue around the building like that. So with that being said, when I get this all done, I will bring you guys back. Alright guys, now I have all my fake foundation on here, as you can see, all the way around the entire building. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I also, at the same time, put my roof supports in here. And I use the number 175 for those, as well as the bottom supports and the corner supports. So anyhow, basically the three structures are done. We just need to do the roofs on them and paint them. But what we're going to do next, we're going to do what I call the foundation. Alright guys, what you're looking at in front of you right now is going to be what I call the foundation for the sand plumbing project that I am doing. Now, a very funny thing, this color is supposed to be gray. And this is the can that I bought at the hobby shop. Okay, it's a test this product. And I want you to see what the label says. This is light aircraft gray. Okay, well, that's not gray to me. That looks like a beige or a tan. Anyhow, the second thing I wanted to show you, and this was pretty surprising also about this paint, being a tester's product, look who the mother company is. Rust-Oleum. Anyhow, I built this to accommodate the three buildings and just enough room here on the side for the semi-trailers. Not necessarily the tractors, but at least just the trailers. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put the buildings on here and show you how it's going to play out. And you'll get an idea of how this section is going to look. And then after that, we'll get into the roof sections. And by video purposes, this video will almost be done. But as far as the work process, it's not going to be close at all. Anyhow, let me get this all set up and I'll bring back and show you what this is going to look like. So stay tuned and we will be right back. Alright guys, before I actually put the buildings on here, I want to show you a little, give you a little bit of what I've done here. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have watched Joey Butzek, but you'll need to watch him because he did the same thing except that he used real concrete to achieve his. I am a styrene person and I thought his video was excellent and it's a really good way to do it, but I just prefer to use plastic. Anyhow, as you can see here, I have these pads at like 40-foot intervals, and I think I messed up on this one. It looks a little smaller than 40, and it probably would have made up the difference here. But anyhow, all I do is use the backside of my knife and scribe it down. And I will put some cracks and stuff in here. When I show the reveal, you'll see all the different little details I'll put in this. One thing I am going to steal from Joey is that he put some ground cover inside of his joints, and I thought that was a really good idea, and he shows how he does it. So I am probably going to do that also. Anyhow, now I will go ahead and get the buildings and put the buildings on here and show you what this is going to look like when it's partially together, I guess you could say. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so what you're looking at now is how this will look on the concrete pad that I am putting together. You can see back here there'll be some customer parking. The office is back here, and that's what I remember, that I actually was looking, after I got into the office, I was actually facing the main street. And then back here, like I said earlier, there'll be just enough room to park the trailer boxes, and the tractors can park somewhere over here in the corner. Customer parking and employee parking will be along here. I'm going to put some safety railing on the backside of the platform because there is a gap between the two buildings, so I want to put a piece of safety railing there. And here on the front, I'm going to put a set of stairs and handrails for that also. So with all that being said, I think the next move we're going to do is be doing the roof, and I will show you how I'm going to be doing that. Oh, and by the way, for the overhead doors, I'm going to be using this number 244. I can get it in the frame. Number 244. Better. Half round. And those would be mounted on the outside of the building. So in other words, there'll be outside mechanism, but the electrical motors will be inside the building. So I'm kind of improvising here a little bit, guys, so bear with me on this, okay? Anyhow, let's go ahead and get set up for the next part of this video, and we will continue on. Alright, guys, as you can see right here, I have the 3 roof sections in front of you, and I am going to make these look like steel panel roofs. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to go ahead and scribe each one of these lines, and then I am going to put this number 110 in there to make it look like where the overlaps are for the steel panels. On this roof, I actually had to cut out a section here because this is where it butts up to the other building, and I need to have it closed, so I had to cut this out. Anyhow, I will show you how we do this one, since it is the smallest and it'll take the least amount of time, and then I'll go off camera and do the rest of them. So basically, let's see if I can find the tools here. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and scribe this, and I have it together with a piece of tape on the bottom, and I have it marked on which is going to be the front of the building and which 2 pieces have to go together. So that being said, the simple process now of pigment. You know what? I'm going to change the blades. I want to put a duller blade in here. And the reason why I want a duller blade is because the pointy tip is broken off, and it gives me a little bit wider groove I'm going to need. And the reason why I'm putting the grooves in there is a place for your glue to go to and not run all over the place. You can buy this particular type of roofing from Evergreen, and they give you a 6x12 sheet of plastic, and they give you a bunch of these number 110s in there, and it costs about 12 bucks. You could do it for a lot cheaper if you just want to, if you want to spend the time doing it. So basically, I'm just going to take this here like that and make sure it's pretty square. The back edge of my blade, and we'll give it like 2 passes, maybe 3 passes. Oh. All right. And we will just continue on down. Alright guys, so now I've got all these grooves in here, and the next thing we're going to do is we are going to start putting these number 110s in there. And I will cut them long and then trim them down later. Just a faster way for me to do it right now. Goes out. These are really thin. These are like 15 thousandths by 20 thousandths. Really thin stuff. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'll cut a few of these. It looks like part of the grid on here. Alright, now that I had these all cut up, at least for this one side, I'm just going to show you how to do this one side, and then like I said, I'll just do the rest off camera. The trick I have learned with the glue, even though it's got this really nice metal tip on it, when you put it on here, you need to run it down fast. And the reason for that is because if you don't run it down, then it'll glob up on you. I'm going to get my glue started like I always do. And this is what I mean. Put it here and just put it down. And take it deep. Make sure you put the wider side down. Put it right up to the ridge. We're going to put a ridge thing in there once we get it on the layout. I mean on the building, excuse me. Okay, so there's one. And we will just do the same thing on the rest of them. Alright guys, so now you see how I've done that. And the reason for the grooves is so when you lay your glue down, it doesn't go on the part of the plastic that you don't want it to be on. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these ones out and do this up, and I'll trim everything down, and I'll show you what this is going to look like. I will put it on the building and then put the ridge piece in there. And that'll hold the roof in its particular position that I want it to be in. Anyhow, that being said, stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. Alright guys, what you're looking at now is the 3 buildings with their roofs on, and you can see how I cut this guy out right here so I can put this guy up close and personal like that. Anyhow, it's actually backwards. Oh no, it's frontwards to you guys. And then of course, like I said earlier, that the office go back here. Well, it is backwards. 3. That's better. There you go, that's a lot better. Alright, as you can see, all the roofs are done. Here. Okay. And you can see I put the ridge line in there and all that kind of stuff. Anyhow, I'm going to do a little sanding in between those because I did get a little sloppy with the glue. And I'm going to be using my brother, Roy, got me this sanding stick kit, and what I'll do is I'll take this one here. It's this one is let's see, 240 grit on this one, and I'll just go in between here and sand them down, make them nice and pretty, and then get them ready for paint. I'm not going to paint the buildings yet though. I finally found my airbrush, but I couldn't find any jars for the paint, so I ordered some jars from eBay. So I don't know when those will get here, but I really want to use my airbrush to paint all of this. So with that being said, we will be back whenever I get my bottles for the paint. So talk to you guys later. Bye for now. Alright guys, welcome back to the reveal of Sam Plumbing Part 2. You are looking at the office space and some room for cars to park there. We got a small little van truck parked in the garage door over there. Eventually, I think I'm going to put I might put a floor inside of here so I could take the roof off and you'd be able to see stuff in there. Because I have a bunch of crates that somebody had given me a while back, and they're really nice crates, and I want to use them. So I think what I'm going to do is put a floor in there. And some lighting. Anyhow, as you can see right here, the people door and the window didn't come out too shabby. And then when I showed you guys at the very beginning how I screwed it up. Anyhow, I think that's looking pretty good. And needs a little touch up there on the bottom. A little oopsie. Little oopsie right there. But you know what I'm going to say? This is my story. You see, they don't have rain gutters on here, so all the water that's dripping down on here plays an effect on that part of the roof. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Alright, anyhow, we're going to go ahead and spin around this way. Oh, by the way, there's a people door there, and another people door there. And this is the truck loading side. Now, this is not prototypical at all. But I had a little extra room, and I thought maybe that I would just go ahead and throw that in there. I think it looks pretty good, and I made sure that at least the trailer is able to park on the foundation. I don't care. The semis could pull it, the tractors back here and park or whatever. Now, the most important side of this whole build, and that is trackside. Yes, sir. And as you can see, I've got the doors on the cars lined up perfectly with the building. I also have this door partially open, and this door will be fully open as well as the one, oops, as well as the ones on the truck sliding door. Those will all be open doors. And that's why I say I might want to put a floor in this one, just to show show that off. The foundation is painted, but I still need to do some weathering to it. Now I am done with this model. I need to see if I can get some sort of a sealer, and I also need to redo some of the foundation pieces because that 99-cent tape from Walmart just doesn't work. Anyhow, this is the build. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. It was fun for me to do. It was long needed to be done, and I hope you guys and gals enjoyed the video. And as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, and shares always welcome. Thanks for watching. As always, we'll talk to you later. BMSF 6951 and Cousin Vinny out for now.